Virgos, welcome to my channel. We're gonna go ahead and do a forecast for the month of June for you, and we're gonna see what the month has in store. We're gonna do like an overall look. If you are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell. I will leave my information below if you do want to book a personal reading with me. And let's go ahead and see what's going on. We already got cards flipping out. So the first card that flipped out was Feeding the Past in reverse. So right off the bat, I think that this is a month where you're realizing that you literally cannot feed into the energy of what was or where you came from. You could be recognizing where, and you paying attention to what has happened beforehand, and also things that have happened within an existing situation. Let's say like within, let's say, family dynamics, or within a marriage or a long-term relationship. A lot of what has been keeping you guys from me maybe getting to, if I can talk, to a whole new page or a whole new point within the relationship may have been due to, there being a huge focus on where you guys have came from. And this could even be in the sense of your partner struggling with this, or a family member that you have that's struggling with feeding the past constantly and holding on to that narrative, and it making it really, really hard for you guys to just kind of move forward. I think that the month of June is going to grant an opportunity for this to clear up by either accountability being a thing, apologies being due, or efforts to kind of rewrite the past, essentially. I also have the crown chakra, and also take control of your thoughts. So Virgos, what I'm getting, I think that this month is going to be about your mental health as a whole, but also just what is going on in the mental realm. What thoughts are you feeding into, and which ones are you not? Are you feeding into the ones that are more so doubtful, fearful, worrisome? Are you feeding into the thoughts that are, hopeful, optimistic? I think that your quality of thoughts is going to determine how good this month turns out. You also could have a certain subject or certain issue that's ruminating, where you could be kind of stuck at just looking at the problem itself or the issue itself, to where you got to be careful of being stuck there and not getting to the solution part, where the answers come to you in a different form versus, identifying the problem and identifying the solution are like two different parts of the process, essentially. But anywho, let's continue. What else is going on with my Virgos for the month of June 2025? What does June have in store? So the first card I have representing just the general energy, I have the Four of Wands. So the month of June is going to be about entrepreneurship. Some of you are really working hard on a business, or you're doing things to stay grounded in your business endeavors, and also being, someone who works. This could also talk about family. Some of you will be getting married this month, finding some good news out that you could be expecting. You guys will be purchasing a new home this month. There also may be a family member that needs your support to some degree, and they could be asking for it as well. This could be like a family member moving in. There's something that you're going to be able to celebrate in the month of June, a personal goal that you accomplish or something that you overcome that you're going to really be happy about. What's going on with career for Virgos for June? So we have the Hierophant. A lot of you are going to be committing yourself to the bigger goal. I'm telling you, if you're a business owner, this is going to be a great month for you guys to lock in when it comes to showing up for your business, and not necessarily getting caught up in temporary results per se, but focusing on like the long-term consistency and the commitment of showing up. It also talks about, some of you guys could be working a job where the rules or the expectations from like a boss or higher ups is starting to become too overwhelming and too taxing. You could be realizing that until you put certain boundaries in place, the higher ups are going to just work you to death. And that's starting to become like a real issue. For others of you, yeah, you could be questioning just your dedication to certain things. Like what have you committed yourself to when it comes to, you know, the career that you're going to school for, or the skills that you're learning right now? Is this what you fully want to commit yourself to? I think you're just going to ask those questions. It's natural to question if what you're doing is something that's in alignment with you, but reconnecting with your why is what's going to help you stay motivated and consistent in whatever you're doing, whether that's school, building a business, or just being on the grind. Okay, going into your love life, I have the 8 of Wands. So for my Virgo, some of you who are single, you're going to be focused on just moving forward. You could be at a space to where it did take you some time to just kind of accept that, you know, maybe you and someone are at odds, and you could be in the flow of acceptance. If we speak again, we speak again. If we don't, we don't. For others of you, you could be traveling to go see your person this month, especially if they live long distance. There could be travel that happens where it's like, okay, finally we see each other. Finally, we're able to spend some time together, some quality time. Some of you guys will be making arrangements for you and your partner to move in together. There could be a lot of talks about moving or literal action around you guys moving. For some of my single Virgos, you could be dating somebody and you could be wondering why they're trying to rush you into a relationship, or why they could be coming on strong about a relationship or moving things along a lot faster. This could be intimidating and a little bit scary. This could make you kind of see them as a red flag because of it. Now, going into the possible challenge you may run into, I have the 6 of Swords. So the challenge could be, well, relocating. Some of you guys are going to be moving, and the challenge is leaving behind a life that you've built, or people that you've connected with, relationships that you value. So the challenge is like being optimistic about where that's going to lead you. The challenge could also be just being at peace with the fact that you've made certain decisions for your best interest at the time. So you could have moments where there is guilt, where it's like, okay, I cut this person off and I know that I should have cut them off, but did I make the right decision? Am I missing out on something? And that's just guilt trying to creep in to make you go backwards. So the challenge is being able to see through that, and to just mentally be at peace with decisions that you make during this month, I think is the overarching thing. Now, in regards to just the overall advice for you for this month, Virgos, we have the 9 of Pentacles. So this is a month where being self-sufficient and pouring into yourself, not in a way where you're doing it in a like a narcissistic way or a self-centered way, but in a like, I have to be whole in order for me to show up for the things that I have to take care of way. So understand that the only way that you're going to reap the results that you want to see out of this month is if you take care of yourself, is if you spend that quality time with self, doing the self-care or doing the hard stuff so that you can be like whole and showing up in all of your endeavors. Okay, another thing that's a piece of advice. Some of you have been single for a very long time, that the thought of being in a relationship scares you, like completely terrifies you. And the message here is to like rewire your brain to not be so independent in that sense. Nothing wrong with being self-sufficient where it's like, okay, I can date from a place of like non-desperation. I'm not dating just to date anybody, and I'm not just going to put up with anything because I love my own company, which is beautiful. But it can get really hard to get off the bench when it comes to dating, period, because of the fact that maybe we've been single for a very long time. Another message, go towards people who support you. If you feel like you're isolated in your endeavors, especially like in a creative sense, go towards like clubs or, you know, people or social media groups that share similar interests so you don't feel so like alone or isolated. Now, what you're not aware of coming into this month, Virgos, we have the Two of Pentacles. So what you may not be aware of, if you have been experiencing like ups and downs within your finances, over the next couple of months or so, you will get to a place of balance with that. But there could be certain things that you're trying to juggle all at once that's eating at your finances. So this could be, you know, I'm trying to pay for this and I'm trying to pay for this. Or I'm trying to do business here and I'm trying to do business here. And then it's just kind of like stretching you thin and also your resources thin. So look at where you can create more of a balance around how money is being spent and how it's coming in and going out. Another thing that you may not be aware of this month is like someone who's on the fence about you or about this relationship. They're going to just show you that, and you're going to have to be able to really pick up on the fact that this is what's happening. So if you're dealing with somebody where it's like they pick up and drop the relationship based off of what mental state they're in or what capacity they're in, this month is going to be obvious that this person is struggling with maintaining the relationship, and you're going to have to be able to recognize when it's time to remove yourself. Okay, let's continue. So going into what to avoid for the month of June, Virgos, I have the Fool card. So this could be an Aries specifically. It doesn't have to be an Aries, but this could be just impulsiveness. This could be jumping full-fledged into certain things without maybe knowing the implications of it. So this could be like jumping full-fledged into a relationship and maybe not giving it enough time for this person to show you truly who they are outside of just the first impression version of themselves. Jumping full-fledged into certain business endeavors without understanding what's going to be required of you time-wise or financially, and how much you'll have to dedicate before really seeing certain profits or certain results for some time. Or even understanding supply and demand in that case. So making sure that you take some time to understand like just the implications of what you sign yourself up for during this month. Another thing to avoid is just someone around you who's extremely reckless, and they could do things from a reckless place. And if you're close to them, you will be subjected to that recklessness. Now, going into the last card, Virgos, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles talks about financial security. It talks about financial groundedness. It talks about getting to a place of resources starting to make, you know, sense, or you're starting to see some sort of payoff in your efforts. So for my Virgos who may be starting a new job during this month, you could be finding that you like the pay, or it's giving you a chance to get to more of a stable ground. For others of you, this Ace of Pentacles talks about just kind of judging the security of what you have going for yourself. So the security of your relationship, the security around your finances, the security around X, Y, and Z. But yeah, this is ultimately what I see for you guys. I hope that this was helpful and did give you a peek at just overall what to expect for the month of June. If you enjoyed, thumbs up the video, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.